Welcome, my subjects, to the next broadcast. Today we will be discussing Richard's first love, the ever unfaithful Susan Storm. Well, Susan, if you are watching this in between your daily trip to Atlantis, I just wanted to let you know that Doom does not blame you for your infidelity. Who would want to be married to such a miserable little man as Richards? But I suppose you made this bed, and now you have to lay in it. Hopefully, without Namor. Oh, I jest. But not really. You see, my subjects, these fools call themselves a family. And yet they could not be more divided. For years Doom has had to agonize through their countless speeches on why I should be more like them. Oh, Doom, if you weren't so alone, if you only surrounded yourself with the ones you love, you would realize the folly of your ways. How utterly absurd. Why would I need that when I have my Doombots? Oh, and you, my beloved subjects. But let us get back to the topic at hand. The Invisible Woman. Oh, and what a good name for Susan that is, as it seems Richards always turns a blind eye to her ways of debauchery. When I first met Susan, I thought her to just be another pawn of Richards. But it turns out she was the one playing the game. Although Richards is an evil mastermind, the power this woman has over him is undeniable. All the evil she does is excused and ignored, no matter how disgusting. Let me share with you but one of the many tales of Susan's degeneracy. Our story begins in the jungles of Wakanda, a small, insignificant country, nothing like my beautiful Latveria. The ruler of Wakanda, T'Challa, had heard of the four and their exploits and wished to meet them. The African king promised fantastical scientific discoveries, the likes of which had never been seen, even gifting the former craft to make their journey easier. Richards was immediately intrigued, his ego-fueled mind hungry for the attention that these new discoveries would bring to him. The rest of the foolish four decided to join him, no doubt in part from the years of brainwashing he had subjected them to. Susan had her doubts as they began their journey. But after Richards began to tell tales of the beauty of Wakanda and the legends of its ruler, her tune quickly changed. Now, after hearing these stories, she began to formulate a plan most devious. Susan wished to cheat on Reed with this man she had not even met. And they call me a villain. After arriving in Africa, they were attacked by the Black Panther, a hero that had recently begun operating. As they engaged in combat, Susan began to daydream about the man she believed was trying to murder her and her family. Eventually, the Panther revealed himself to be T'Challa. While he had invited him to Wakanda to assist in his studies, he also wished to test them. The four were invited to stay in Wakanda for a few days, news that surely excited Susan even further. One night while Reed was studying, most likely planning world domination, Susan sprung her malicious plan into action. Slinking out of the forest quarters, she would make her way to the Chana, where she would beg to be taken on a tour of the jungle. As they walked, she began flirting with the poor man endlessly. Eventually, the pair would make it to a pond where... It just keeps getting worse and worse. My God, Richards, come get your wife. Enough. I wish to see no more. My subjects, this is no trickery. All that I have shown you today is true. After this horrible thing was done, Susan returned to read like nothing ever happened, and they left Wakanda. Richards never knowing of what transpired that night. But I know Richards. And now so too does the world. Susan Storm has forever been seen as the figure that holds the four together, a beacon of light. But she is no better than the rest of them. Once again, Richards has failed even the most basic test of his intelligence. The smartest man in the world had no idea what was going on right under his nose. And so I have a theory. What if he does know, and simply does not care? It will not surprise Dune in the slightest, but now he must face the facts. He can no longer ignore what is going on right in front of him. Susan can no longer be his invisible woman. So, my subjects, let us go over all that we have learned from these broadcasts. Richards is an idiot who is inferior to Doom in every way, and yet still holds the title of the smartest man in the world. Benjamin is a simpleton whose life was ruined by his so-called best friend. Jonathan destroyed the one chance for peace I offered. And Susan does nothing but act horribly to the love of her life. And so I ask you, dear viewer, what is so fantastic about these people, or the so-called heroes they surround themselves with? These fools, all of them, have accomplished nothing, succeeded in nothing except creating suffering for themselves and the people around them. They have denied me what is rightfully mine for decades, and still they do not understand that Doom is supreme. My subjects, I will promise you this: their actions will no longer be tolerated. Their evil no longer ignored. From now on, Doom will not rest until every single fool that opposes me is revealed as the monsters they truly are. All will fall beneath me. So says Doom. Farewell for now, and until next time, Doom will be waiting. You're still here. Well, in that case, I just got done talking to Susan. She's right there. She just got done telling me about how she's a horrible person and how she loves cheating on Richards. She's actually waving farewell to you all. Till next time, my subjects. Farewell.